Okay, so in EFT, there is something called the basic recipe. And the basic recipe is kind of the foundation of how to tap. It's also actually the easiest way to tap as well. And I'm going to show you how to do this so you can tap on any emotions that come up for yourself. So, for example, if you are feeling really anxious, the first thing that you would do is rate your anxiety out of 10. 10, can't be any more anxious. 0, I'm not anxious at all. And make a little note of the score, because actually what can sometimes happen is we get to the other end of the tapping and we can't remember the score, and we're like, oh, I didn't feel that bad anyway. So take your score and just pick the one emotion, the one negative emotion that feels the biggest right now. So for this example, we're using anxiety. The next thing we do is we do the setup statement. So the setup statement is always on the side of the hand. It doesn't matter which hand you use, just whichever is your dominant hand probably. And you're going to tap on the side of the hand point and repeat one statement 3 times. And it's going to be this. It's always, even though I am full of anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. Even though I'm full of anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. So even though I'm full of anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. So that's the setup statement. So you could change anxiety for, even though I'm full of anger, even though I feel really confused, even though I'm not sure how I feel, even though I feel really sad, I deeply and completely accept myself. And it's always that simple. And that would be the setup statement 3 times. Then we go to the reminder phrases, which are the points around the body. So we've got the top of the head, the middle of the eyebrows, the temples or just below, under the eyes, under the nose, under the chin, the collarbones, and then the side of the rib cage. And then you repeat that pattern. I learnt with 2 hands, which is why I tap with 2 hands, but a lot of people tap with 1 hand. So if you would rather do the reminder points with 1 hand, absolutely okay. So when we come to the reminder points, we literally just need to state the emotion that we're working on. So if we go back to the original example, all this anxiety, so much anxiety, I can feel anxiety, all this anxiety, so much anxiety. And you would repeat that a couple of times. You might just say anxiety, or like me, you might say all this anxiety, so much anxiety, I can feel anxiety. That just comes kind of naturally to me. So either one of those again will work. Then stop, check in with yourself. Where is my anxiety on the scale now? It might have come down to a 7, it could have come down to a 6. So then you're going to go again. And you're going to do the setup statement. But this time you're going to say, even though I've still got some anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. Even though I've still got some anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. So even though I've still got some anxiety, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. I'm still feeling anxious. There's still some anxiety. This remaining anxiety. This remaining anxiety. This remaining anxiety. There's still some anxiety. This remaining anxiety. This remaining anxiety. And again, you might just say this remaining anxiety all the way around, or you might just alter it a little bit. Either or, it works. Check in again. Okay, actually it feels like a 3. So if it's still at a 3, you're going to go again. So even though there's still a bit of anxiety left, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. Even though there's still a bit of anxiety left, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. So even though there's still a bit of anxiety left, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. There's a bit of anxiety left. There's a bit of anxiety left. there's a little bit of anxiety left. This bit of anxiety that's left. There's a bit of anxiety left. A little bit of anxiety left. This bit of anxiety. This bit of anxiety. Check in again. You know what? I think it's come down to a 0. And that is the basic recipe. So first round on the setup, even though I feel or I've got whatever, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. And then you repeat the emotion or whatever it is round for a couple of goes and check back in with the score. Even though I've still got some whatever the emotion is, I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. Say that 3 times. I've still got some. I've still got some. I've still got some. Check in again with yourself. You might have done that a couple of times. Even though there's still some remaining, insert the emotion. I deeply and completely accept myself as I am. Repeat times 3. This remaining, this remaining, this remaining. Run around a few times. Check back in. And hopefully your score is at 0. It might take more than 3 goes. If it's a really big emotion, you might have to do, say, 5 different rounds. It doesn't matter how many rounds you do of, even though I've still got some. You might do that a few different times and just keep checking in with the score. So I hope that makes sense. The basic recipe is super simple. It's meant to be simple, and especially when we are feeling activated, when we're feeling triggered, when we're feeling dysregulated, the last thing we need is something that's complicated. So really lean into the simplicity of this and give it a go. You know, who knows, it might completely change your life as it did mine.